Catherine Flanagan. I'm the Vice President of Communications for the Brevard Author Society. And today my guest is Anne-Marie DeVoe. And she has written this beautiful book of poetry. It's called While the Poem Lasts. It is bilingual. One side is in English, and the other side is the poetry is translated into French. And I don't know how you pronounce the title in French, but perhaps you could
Sure. Le temps d'un poème.
Okay, see, that's a really good thing. So, Anne-Marie, when did you feel the urge to write this book?
Right. So the poems have been written at different periods of my life.
Okay.
Either some of them in French, some of them in English, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to feel the urge, I would say, 2 years ago, to put it together as a collection and share it, share my inspiration, my sources of beauty in the world, to share it with readers and clients, also even my coaching clients. It's all about personal development and how we see the world, and I believe poetry can help see the world differently, go a little deeper than the usual reality, and really notice things that we don't always notice as busy as we are.
That's true. Poetry does do that for you. So do you write every day then?
I do. I have a practice of stream of consciousness writing, so not everything is poetry. I just write every morning, and it doesn't have to be long. It depends. Some days it's going to be even 3 sentences, some days it can be 3 pages. But it really helps me start my day. It's part of my ritual, and also read a few lines from this particular book. And this way, it's a way also for me to process what's happening, and then some of that can later end up in a poem or not. I do it without any goal.
Very good, very, very nice. Now, would you like to read for us one of the poems? First read it in English and then in French, if you could.
Okay,
I think that everyone will enjoy that.
Give the tone, kind of.
Yes, give the tone of the.
Yeah. So this is this one. This one is from the first section, which is about places, beautiful places that I've been lucky to travel to, and that are a source of inspiration for me.
Oh, okay.
There are 3 other sections in the book. We can talk about that later. So this one is called Malaga. Malaga is a place in Spain, whitewashed villages on the Mediterranean. I will invite you in the White House by the sea. We will walk on the light gray sand along the still shore. We will taste the local fresh oranges on the sun-bathed terraces. We will allow the sweet Malaga wine to lightly intoxicate us. While we share our lives and gaze into each other's eyes in a timeless moment, we will be fully alive, and that will forever suffice.
Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. And now
So
the
for the
French.
Malaga. Je t'inviterai dans la maison blanche face à la mer. Nous marcherons sur le sable gris, le long du rivage immobile. Nous boirons des jus d'orange frais à des terrasses ensoleillées. Nous laisserons le vin doux de Malaga nous enivrer légèrement. En partageant nos vies, nous échangerons un long regard dans un instant d'éternité où nous serons totalement vivants. Et cela suffira pour toujours.
C'est très
Very
joli.
beautiful. Very beautiful. It sounds even more romantic in French.
So I've noticed, to my own surprise, that
Yes.
when I read to American audiences, they love to hear the French as well, even though they maybe catch somewhere else, but that there's a music to it.
There's a much more musical tone. than
Really, it
yeah.
might be my way to read.
Well, American English, I think, is a little abrupt in a lot of ways. So what are the other sections of the poem? You said,
Yeah.
the book are brought in.
Right.
What are the other sections?
Yeah,
that-
so places, so various places I've traveled to, been to India, I've been to Hawaii, so different places with the beauty of the world that really inspires me there. And then there's a section about love, and the different aspects of love, whether it's loss or whether it's, happiness, things that I think all human beings go through
Yes.
one time or another, and how to transcend those, process those, admire those. There's a section on inspiration. It's called inspiration, which I have a long time practiced mindfulness and meditation. And so this is about, you know, just be there in the world in a mindful way, to personally, you know, evolve, to kind of meet your inner selves through the world. So there's something about fasting there's something about just contemplation. And then the last section is about friendships and friends. So friends, there are some of them alive, some of them left this plane, and it's sometime it was like to celebrate a particular event in their life. So that's the last section.
Very, very good. Very interesting. You covered a range of aspects in our regular lives in the book. That's very good. I know that you had an opening a book party in France.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go?
It actually went very well. Actually, a friend of mine who is a very recognized French author wrote the preface, and she offered to host the event at her place, right in the center of Paris. It's near the big apartment.
Nice.
And so I had about 30 people there, some of my friends, some of hers, and it went really well. It went really well. We had some improvised readings. Several people started to read from the book, and I got a lot of feedback afterwards. People starting to read the poetry. One of them, you know, I'm reading your poems, you know, in the subway, and it takes me to a different space, and you know, that makes me very happy, because this is really what poetry is about, and that's the title of it.
Mm-hmm.
While the poem lasts, in French, le temps d'un poème. So while we are in that space of the poem, we are somewhere else. We are away from, you know, the mundane.
It's true.
Kind of
It's
the
true.
idea. So when people feel that.
That's very good. Do you feel, now, do Europeans read more printed books than
It's, of course, the trend, you know, towards more online is there as well, and towards more e-books and also ordering online. However, especially for Paris, where I was born, I believe people still go to you know, bookstores that are still there, you know.
Not like here.
And also we have the big bookstores, the equivalent of Barnes and Noble and such. And we also have smaller bookstores, like for a category, so like metaphysical books or poetry books, and different little neighborhoods next to art galleries, you know, so we have a lot of that too. So I think there's more of that, and on a Saturday afternoon, you know, people are going to go and say, oh, I'm just going to browse the bookstore. Or like, let's say you're online to see a movie, and there's a library open 24 hours, you just can go see it, you know, just by chance. This is, I think, the interest for me. When I browse through an actual bookstore and I like the object for me, then something is going to call me, something's going to grab my attention. It's a lot of my friends that's what they do.
That sounds like what I like to do, so that sounds very good. So you say they have actual stores with poetry, just poetry books?
Just poetry, maybe not, but specializing into in fact they do. Poetry book. In fact, one of the things I want to do is go see them and say, "Are you interested in my book?" Because in fact they do. In the Quartier Latin, you know, the student neighborhood, and they have more specialized.
More special. That's interesting, because we don't seem to have. European must be more interested in poetry than Americans, because we don't seem to have like a special. Because we don't have very many bookstores.
I don't know if you were to go to like some other cities like San Francisco or New York, I don't know, maybe you would find at least.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
But it just seems interesting, because I really had never thought about that. Have you thought about taking your book, because it's so well done, to different schools and have them French teachers use it, like in a classroom situation?
So that's a really good question. I have thought about it. I have not yet done it. I'm really. It was a big thing, you know, to get it right, to get it in a concrete object, and then of course the next step is to build a marketing plan and, you know, to try to share it with more people. And so this is one of the things I'm planning to do, as well as go to even here to like French-speaking communities, and that's the only thing to do. And then some schools, and maybe in Canada, some universities.
That's a very good idea.
They have
Very good idea.
So there's a lot that can be done. The fact that it's bilingual, it's poetry and it's bilingual makes it almost attractive to a certain public. You know, I have American people that have a little bit of French, and they say, "Oh, it's good because then I can rehearse my French. I can see both sides." So I took great care to align the sentences, so it's easy for people. I had to rework some of the poems so that they sound poetic in both languages. You know, so sometimes
That was a little difficult.
translating from French to English, for example, I had to rework some of the French too, so that the English translation would sound, nice enough to me. So it's been a little work, but mostly it's very aligned, line by line, so people can really follow along.
And use it as a tool for learning.
Using it as a
That's-
tool. That was
that's,
it.
that's really good.
That was the idea.
So do you have any other projects planned?
So yes, in parallel with marketing, doing the actual marketing, yes, I have a few short stories. I also, one of my other interests is in nutrition for health and well-being and longevity, and I do have a lot of materials that have been used as like handbooks, for seminars that I would like to give them a bigger audience. The books, and of course, poetry will be with me. I think my whole life, so there will be more coming. I'm already thinking about different themes. Maybe the next one will be on one theme, like the planets or animals. And these are themes that are really inspiring to me. So.
Okay. And do you have a website, Anna?
I do, and on the website, actually, it's just the name of my company, which publishes my book. I did
Emergent Resources?
EmergenceResources.com. Emergence, you want to spell it?
EmergenceResources.com, and you can get this book.
Amazon.
And she also has it on Amazon and probably Books A Million too.
Yeah, when it goes on Amazon, it flows, worldwide. Barnes and Noble, actually.
Okay.
Today I saw online has it, and they can order it.
Okay.
They can order it.
So this is Anne-Marie DeRoe and While the Pool Lasts. Thank you very much for being here today, and have a great day, honey.
Thank you.